Rust. A reddish or yellowish brown flaky coating of iron oxide that is formed on iron or steel by oxidation, especially in the presence of moisture. When I was a kid, my dad had a blue 1960s Ford, and what was cool about it was that you could see the road go by when you looked down at the floor, or just this one spot where there was a hole. And the reason why it had this hole, from what I know, is oxidation. I had a friend when I was a kid as well. His dad was in Vietnam. And at that time, there was a saying in the 80s, we always used to say, your mom. Always, your mom. Yeah, but your mom. So when we discovered this area of forest, we called it Viet Mom. It was Viet Mom. And we would go to Viet Mom and ride our bikes. And what you would see in Viet Mom, you would see a lot of mud. You'd see cars that had been sitting there for years. You know, you'd see washing machines and things that are made out of metal. And I remember looking close at one of these things and found it remarkable that, I mean, when you're a kid, you learn, you go around breaking things. You learn what's strong and what's weak and what you can break and what you can't. I used to break sticks when I was a little kid. And then you learn that metal is one of the things that you can't break. It's hard to break. Well, these cars broke. The metal was flaky. And what made this? Oxidation. So, oxidation deteriorates metal. But is there anything else that it can deteriorate? Is it only metal? Now, if you leave lunch meat out on the counter, if you come back the next day, 2 days, it's going to be oxidized. So, if meat can oxidize, what is meat? It's fat and what else? Protein. Guess what the coronavirus is made of? This is a representation of the virus. You'll notice these protrusions. These are the protrusions. They're called spike proteins. Okay, these things stick out, and they integrate with the receptor on a human cell. They basically download their RNA into your human cell. And the RNA download, if you want to call it that, will cause your human cell to reproduce the virus. These protrusions, from the sources I've seen, are chiefly made of cysteine. Cysteine is a protein. It oxidizes. Now, how do we oxidize it? Ozone therapy. Let me explain what that is. Typically, oxygen is O2. That's two atoms of oxygen stuck together. It's a tight bond. But if you add a third oxygen, that's O3. These O3s are not as stable as O2. O2 is like a date, and O3 is like a third wheel. It's like he's ready to break off and go somewhere else. Guess where he could go? He could go to a pathogen. Guess what that pathogen could be made of? It could be a virus made of protein. Guess what happens when protein is subject to oxygen? That's your lunch meat on the counter. The protein spikes that come out of CoV2 are chiefly made of cysteine, a protein that is able to oxidize, from the sources that I have read, and I will include links. That's it. I went outside. I went walking. What did I see? People panicking. It was a sci-fi TV caper, buying toilet paper, panicking. It was a virus. they said to me. I said, a virus, how can it be? A virus is one of the things you can treat with ozone therapy. Now COV specifically, can it be treated with ozone therapy? I guess you'll just have to ask some folks in good old Italy. Hello, ozone therapy. You've never heard of me. I'm not big money. You cannot patent me. No one talks of me. I'm ozone therapy.